All right, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. All right, so basketball season has started tonight. All right, so who will win the NBA championship? That's the topic today. Okay. First, let's look at the teams in the East that even have a shot. Okay. I'm not really into basketball, particularly like the players anymore, like I used to be. I used to be like really into like all the players, all the stats, all the things. I'm not like that anymore. I barely watch basketball games until they get to the playoffs. Okay. But I do know the East is very weak, but the Miami Heat have upgraded their roster a lot. Okay, and we already know that the Cleveland Cavaliers have a great roster. Tristan Thomas Thompson, Tristan Thompson, I think that's his correct name, signed his big deal, and also Kevin Love stayed with his big deal. And then they have Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, of course. And J.R. Smith re-signed as well. Amon Shumpert or whatever his name is, he's there as well. So they have a loaded squad. And then the Washington Wizards are pretty good as well. So the East would probably come down to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Washington Wizards. Milwaukee Bucks are a surprise team to look at as well. They upgraded some players. And then the Miami Heat. Every team else. Chicago Bulls are rebuilding. Derrick Rose can't stay healthy. What else is in the West? New York is garbage. The New York Knicks are garbage. The Mets are garbage. Boston Celtics are rebuilding. A lot of teams are rebuilding. So who comes out of the East? I think it will either be between Cleveland and Miami. And because Miami can't stay healthy with Chris Bosh, nobody knows what's going on with him because of that thing that he had last year that almost ended his career. And Dwayne Wade can't stay healthy, so I like Cleveland to win out of the East. Now you look at the West. I don't know much about these teams, but I do know Houston has James Harden and Dwight Howard. That's all you need to know. They're going to be a contender. Then you have Golden State, who won the championship last year. You have Memphis, which is pretty good. They kept everybody. Really in the offseason. They re-signed Gasol. And they have Randolph. Let's see, who else is there? The San Antonio Spurs made a big splash by bringing over so many weapons. Their first starting five and their second starting five is remarkable. Okay, that they're just if you want to Google the Spurs lineup, it's ridiculous. Okay, the stars everywhere. Okay, but does that win a championship? We saw that with the Lakers when they brought in those players. Karl Malone, everyone was playing with Shaq and Kobe, and everybody thought they were going to win. And they got, Gary Payton, and they lost to Detroit Pistons, remember? So just because you line up your players with stars, Portland Blazers did the same thing back in the year with Scottie Pippen and all those players. And Houston did the same thing as well, okay, with Charles Barkley, Robert Horry, and all those guys. So, and so it is what it is. So let's see. So you got the Memphis Grizzlies. You have the San Antonio Spurs, the Golden State Warriors, the Houston Rockets, and OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder have Durant coming back, and I think they've added a piece or two. Okay, so they're going to be really good. Durant wants revenge on the world, not for not getting any respect. So I like I like the Cleveland Cavs at the East, and I like either the Spurs or OKC out the West. I don't know which one I'm gonna pick because of injuries. I like this. I think I'm gonna go with the Spurs. That's a safe pick out of the West. The Spurs. I know the who's there now. No, what team got better? Not the Rockets, but the Clippers. The Clippers are also part of the mix, and they look really good. But if the Spurs stay healthy, they should go to the finals. Okay, and they'll be favored over the Cavs. But if the Cavs are healthy, I think the Cavs beat the Spurs in Game 7. Okay, so now of course if Spurs have home field advantage, then the Cavs are going to have to win in 6 and not 7 because they will lose in 6. So I like the Cleveland Cavaliers to beat the Spurs in 7 games. I think that's going to be a great matchup. That's just everybody stays healthy. I think LeBron is the difference. Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, J.R. Smith, and all those guys, and Tristan Thompson, all on the same team playing together. And then you have the Spurs with Duncan, LaMarcus Aldridge, which just added him to the team. Parker, Ginobili, and the rest of the guys, that will be a great matchup. I think LeBron James, because of the nightmares he had in the offseason when losing the championship, to the Golden State Warriors, I think he will rise to the occasion and they'll go 7 with a healthy team and they'll win the championship. Now, if Cleveland has home field advantage, they'll win in 6. All right, so that's my pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron hasn't lost he has lost 2 straight finals, but he hasn't lost 2 straight finals back to back. Okay, he lost when he was on the Spurs, and then when he went to Miami, he lost that first year to Dallas, and then they won the next 2, and then he lost, and then hold up, no, he lost. Yes, he has lost back to back because he was just in Miami and they lost, and then he went this year with Cleveland and they lost. So so he has lost back to back, but not on the same team. Okay, so wow, LeBron's been to 6 finals. He's got 2 rings, 6 finals, and nobody can stay healthy. So it might be a curse around LeBron James that people can't stay healthy around him. Michael never had that problem. When Michael Jordan played, everybody was healthy, and he had a lot of good players on his team. Hall of Famers, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. He had great players like Kukoc and Horace Grant. Okay, he had Steve Kerr, who was one of the best 3-point shooters of all time. He even had Paxson back in the days, which was another great 3-point shooter of all time. So, the list go on and on. Michael Jordan had a lot of help. LeBron James has not had that help. They've all been hurt. Or he's played with no-name players in Cleveland, and he's gotten them to the finals. And then when it comes to the finals, they all shrink under pressure. So it's a big difference between LeBron and Michael Jordan. All right, so Currency 365, powered by Eyes Open Media. I like LeBron James to win the NBA championship 2015-2016 season over the San Antonio Spurs. Peace out.